A psychic college student uncovers a forbidden ritual book capable of granting any wish, as long as someone else pays for it with their life. We open with a man violently harming himself, his body moving as though controlled by something else entirely, thrashing and clawing at his own skin, while his young daughter desperately tries to stop him, screaming for him to fight back, even as he prays for her protection. Through the unbearable pain, their combined efforts fail completely, and under the entity's control, he calmly walks outside and sets on fire while she watches. This horrifying memory belongs to a young woman named Tantri, who's carried the trauma ever since, unable to shake the image no matter how many years pass. Having already lost her mother during childbirth and now her father to this same nightmare, she's left completely alone in the world with no extended family to lean on. Tantri is an indigo child, gifted with the ability to see the past and sense supernatural presences around her. And now that she's grown, she's finally heading off to college, moving into a dormitory in another city entirely on her own. Arriving by bus, she notices missing person posters for two students, Aram and Lucky, who vanished a year earlier without a trace, their smiling photos now faded and worn. Welcomed by fellow students Faye and Asta, both warm and eager to make her feel included, she settles into her assigned room, once belonging to Aram herself, and discovers an old photo featuring Aram, Lucky, Asta, Faye, and another student named Raza together. When the photo slips beneath the bed, reaching for it summons the ghost of a woman standing right behind her, terrifying her instantly. The next day, Tantri asks about the apparition, and Asta explains the story of Aram and Lucky's disappearance. Aram was picked up by her father under mysterious circumstances, and Lucky vanished shortly after, presumed to have taken his life based on a farewell note, despite his body never being found. Their conversation gets interrupted by an argument between Raza and another student, Mahis, who's been relentlessly searching for clues about Aram ever since she disappeared, much to Raza's growing frustration. That night, the ghost appears to Tantri again while showering, and though she ignores it and returns quietly to her room, she later drifts into a vision showing Lucky's final moments, writing a guilty farewell note before being tormented by whispers that grow louder until they consume the whole room. Then, being forced to stab himself in the ear, she witnesses the demon Suragana controlling him through a mirror's reflection, driving him toward a well as he desperately tries to escape until he ultimately takes his life and falls. In waking in horror with fresh blood on her hands, Tantri reports what she saw, and police recover Lucky's body from the well, exactly where her vision showed, shocking the entire dormitory. While everyone gathers around the scene, Mahis is seen secretly photographing her back at the dorm. Faye reveals she's been experiencing supernatural disturbances ever since Aram vanished, and Asta, having learned of Tantri's abilities from the well discovery, asks for her help locating Aram, which Tantri agrees to out of her own curiosity. Heading to Aram's abandoned house, Tantri is startled by Aram's ghost and injures her hand on broken glass. Once inside, the spirit fully possesses her, guiding her straight to Aram's old bedroom, where they discover a black magic ritual symbol alongside an ancient book titled Mantra Suragana, a forbidden ritual in Sundanese folklore used to summon a malevolent demon of the same name. The group realizes Aram had intended to use the ritual to kill Asta, Faye, Raza, and Lucky, though it only ever succeeded in claiming Lucky's life, leaving the other three alive but continuously tormented. No one understands why Aram wanted her closest friends dead, but Asta proposes performing the ritual themselves to end the haunting once and for all. Tantri initially refuses, having no real connection to their situation, but relents after being pressured by Faye and Asta. During the ritual, offering blood and reciting the incantation together summons Suragana directly, who offers to lift the curse on the condition that Tantri become its servant permanently. When she refuses, the demon vows to keep killing until it gets what it wants, leaving the ritual an utter failure and the group more terrified than ever. Later, Asta visits her uncle Jamal's house and secretly cuts a piece of his beard while he sleeps. Waking him in the process when he assumes she's attacking him, he retaliates by assaulting her, revealing a horrifying pattern of abuse stretching back to her childhood, enforced through threats to hurt her if she ever spoke up. With the haunting resuming full force, Tantri receives a vision of Suragana killing Jamal. Realizing Asta has stolen the ritual book to summon the demon again. Rushing to stop her, she finds Asta and Faye mid-ritual. And though Faye insists Asta deserves this after years of Tantri argues that murdering Jamal through a demon isn't justice, especially when police involvement was always an option. When Tantri demands they hand over the book, fearing continued use will make them the demon's servants, both women refuse and turn against her, leaving Tantri isolated, entirely alone. Tantri is approached by Mahis, who reveals the true, ugly history behind Aram's disappearance. Before vanishing, Lucky and Raza had made a cruel bet over who could sleep with Aram first, and after Raza won, he secretly photographed the encounter and sent it to Lucky, who then posted the images online, publicly humiliating her. The resulting harassment plunged Aram into severe depression, and instead of supporting her, all 4 friends abandoned her entirely. Mahis, Asta's ex-boyfriend, reveals he ended their relationship specifically because of how heartlessly she treated Aram during that time, information that stuns Tantri, given Asta's own history with abuse. Mahis then shows her photographs he's secretly taken over the past year, including one revealing Aram's ghost standing directly behind Tantri herself, and another showing the demon Suragana looming behind Aram, hinting at a deeper connection between them. Meanwhile, during lunch, Asta suddenly starts coughing up glass shards, forcing Faye and Raza to rush her home. Spotting Mahis talking privately with Tantri along the way sparks jealousy in Asta, since she still harbors feelings for him. Consumed by envy, she sneaks into Tantri's room to steal hair and a photograph, intending to use the ritual against her. Despite Faye's desperate objections, Asta proceeds anyway, growing increasingly possessed with each ritual she performs. When Faye won't stop pleading with her to reconsider, an enraged Asta rips out strands of her hair instead, and redirects the demon's punishment onto her, forcing Faye to gouge out her own eyes before she can escape. After learning about the photos, Tantri tells Mahis everything, and he recalls Asta once mentioning Aram always carried a mysterious ritual book, confirming Asta's real motive for leading the group back to Aram's house in the first place, now weaponizing the very book she recovered there. As they talk further, Tantri experiences a vision revealing Suragana's true origin. A woman named Dahlia, who was brutally by 5 men from her village decades earlier, driving her to study black magic and create the mantra Suragana ritual, specifically to curse her attackers, sacrificing her own in the process to ensure any daughters or wives connected to those men would die as well. Tantri realizes with horror that she herself is a direct descendant of one of those 5 men, explaining both her mother's death during childbirth and her father's demon-driven suicide. The only reason she survived this long is the protective necklace passed down from her father, blessed specifically to shield her from the demon's reach. Since Suragana has been trying to claim her as a servant from the very beginning, exactly as it once offered during their first encounter. Piecing it together further, Tantri realizes Aram is also a descendant of the same 5 men, having once carried a similar protective necklace herself before removing it out of rage and performing the ritual anyway, ultimately becoming bound to the demon as its servant. That's why Aram's spirit keeps appearing to her, desperately pleading for freedom from Suragana's control. Tantri and Mahis rush to Aram's house to help, and though Suragana tries attacking her directly, the necklace protects her completely, but the resulting chaos of shattering windows leaves Mahis critically wounded, glass piercing his neck and knocking him unconscious. Devastated, Tantri follows Aram's ghost deeper into the house and receives another vision, confirming Aram's depression made her an easy target for the demon, who armed her with the ritual book specifically to kill Asta, Faye, Raza, and Lucky. Driven by hatred, Aram successfully killed Lucky before her father intervened to stop her from targeting the others, locking her away to protect her, only for the demon to kill him too and seize control of Aram's body entirely, trapping her true spirit outside with nowhere left to go. Rushing to where Aram's possessed body is being kept, Tantri finds Asta holding a still-alive Mahis hostage, now fully under Suragana's control and intent on killing him despite Tantri's efforts to reach her. The demon forces Asta to murder him anyway. Once free of its immediate control and overwhelmed with guilt, a devastated Asta takes life right in front of Tantri, allowing Suragana to reclaim Aram's body once again. Seizing the moment while the demon is distracted, Tantri finally destroys Aram's physical vessel herself, stripping Suragana of any place left in the human world, and finally freeing Aram's spirit to rest in peace. While the demon vanishes entirely, days later, Tantri packs up to return home, burning the ritual book before leaving. Meanwhile, consequences finally catch up with the survivors. Raza is arrested for assaulting multiple students, and Faye ends up institutionalized, trapped in an isolation ward after repeated breakdowns triggered by the demon's lingering whispers. In the film's final moments, Tantri wakes aboard the bus heading home, only for the atmosphere to turn horrifying as fellow passengers reveal grotesque, monstrous faces around her. To her dawning horror, the very ritual book she burned reappears in her hands, strongly suggesting Suragana has no intention of letting her go, and that she may ultimately have to choose never to have children of her own, believing it's the only way left to stop this curse from ever reaching another generation.